Greetings, fellow humanoids, and those of you who are pretending to be humanoids but really aren't. It is I, your favorite idiot, the OGGM, broadcasting from that usual place at the usual time, about 8 o'clock in the morning here on the 26th day of July in the year of our Lord Hello Kitty 2023. It's Wednesday, which just means, since we're talking about merchandising and Hello Kitty, it's time to take a look at what might be on the shelves of your friendly local game store, if you are lucky enough to have a game store that actually supports tabletop role-playing, unlike me. But I'm not bitter. So let's take a look. And number one, of course, is the long-awaited release of Dragonbane from our friends over at Free League. Oh my giddy aunt, have we been talking about this for a while now. Free League is betting a lot on this game being super popular. There's an ad running for this game almost daily on the several sites that I visit. It is not year zero. It is a different system. It is based, of course, upon the actual previous one, which is called Drak Demon, which basically sort of translates to dragon and demon. It is the most popular fantasy role-playing game ever from the part of the world it's from, Sweden, that type, Eastern Europe, all that other stuff. So yeah, we got D&D, and other places got Call of Cthulhu, and they got Dragonbane. It is advertised as a mirth and mayhem role-playing game. I see no mention of mirth down here. It's all about law versus chaos and madness and ruins and, players doing player stuff and Scandinavian things doing Scandinavian things. So I'm not sure why they threw mirth in the title. Mirth generally means sort of funny or joyful, mirthful, right? Merrymaking. But this one is sort of mirth and mayhem. So have fun and be joyful while you're slaughtering the vast hordes of Chaos Warriors? Sure, why not? It's $50 for the box set. Is it worth it? They sure want us to think so. We'll see. Box set comes with book, maps, dice, and standees. Yay, standees. From Soul Muppet Publishing for $50 and $34. For $50, we have Gangs of Titan City. And for $34, we have Backpacks and Dream Collection. That is a either really awful cover or a really awful photograph of the cover. This is $50 for Gangs of Titan Cities, where you play gutter scum who will either dominate the underworld as crime lord or end up riddled with bullets. It's a grim, dark nightmare super city that once you dead, you start a small fish in the criminal underworld and work your way up. So, cyberpunk. And then the backpack of Dream Collections is encourage you to build connections with people and manage resources with the OSR field. It includes Jetpack and Dreams, takes your base game into space. Spiral, run base game as large open world. Devil Grinder, rage-propelled inline punk city setting. And Sign Bearer, which provides additional character options. So I guess this is a supplement or an actual game? Or an extension of Gangs of Titan City. I'm not sure. It's either its own game or an expansion to Gangs of Titan City. Either way, it's got a bunch of different rules for taking game to different locations, like outer space or into the city or, I don't know, behind the warehouse, down the block. Wow. That is another either these are awful pictures or my computer is just doing them no justice. But we have a Power Rangers Across the Stars sourcebook from Renegade Games Studios, $55, covers all the space-based Power Rangers, like Power Rangers in Space and other ones like that. Alien Dark Power Rangers. We've got stats for Astronema, who was my favorite villain for a while. General Automon, Scorpius, Dark Spectre, Bounty Hunters, the Psycho Rangers. Ooh, I loved the Psycho Rangers. Advanced rules, and all of such other stuff, plus new rules for the interstellar Zords, like the Quantum Mega Ship and all that other stuff. So if you were a fan of the space era of Power Rangers, Power Rangers in Space, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. There's a couple others that were space-based, or at least connected to space. I wonder how far they're going to go with the Power Rangers franchise. Initially they said just the original series, but now it looks like they're pushing into the tail end of the Saban stuff, going into the Disney New Zealand stuff. I see a Power Ranger SPD character on there. I see a Power Ranger in Space character on there. I see Gold Ranger from Power Ranger Zeo on there. I'm not sure who that Red Ranger is. It looks like Go Buster. And I'm not sure who the Pink Ranger is in the back. Is that supposed to be Astronema? So yeah, I don't know which ones they're milking now, but as a hardcore Power Rangers fan, Power Rangers in Space was one of the best series, if not the best. Certainly was the darkest. From Exalted Funeral 4, the gift that gives on giving, Mothership, we haven't heard you mentioned in a while. It's called Analog Survey, and it's got a picture of a businessman in a life pod. Analog Survey is a mixtape of the galaxy. Dig deep into the source cassettes, which has a whole bunch of high clearance stuff and librarians, and I don't even know what this is saying. It's basically a zine of Mothership stuff, including suggested playthings, artifacts, just general Mothership expansion. $5 for a softcover 12-page zine. I doubt you're going to find this in the wild, boys and girls. So if this is something you want to pick up, probably just go directly to Exalted Funerals and get it up. If you're looking for some more love for Mothership, the secret tabletop role-playing game of the year, it could be a good investment. From Catalyst Games, we have Shadowrun 6th World, we have Shoot Straight, $50 for another cover that just looks awful. Are these just me? Or are they just awful photographs? Or is the quality of cover art just going that much down? This basically is just a whole bunch of stuff for Shadowrun, dealing basically with con games and covert arts and thievery and skullduggery and shenanigans. $50 for a hardcover supplement basically about being a Shadowrunner. By now seems sort of pointless. I mean, the game's on its 6th edition. If you don't know how to be a scum/villain in the world of Shadowrun by now, probably don't need a book for $60 telling you how to do covert ops and con games. Another one. This has got to be my computer, right? I mean, these can't all just be that awful looking covers. From Unlikely Hero Studios, we have The Sundering, A Nation Beneath Our Feet. For D&D 5th edition, this is a $50 hardcover trilogy. It takes place in some place called the Zarwi Nation, which I guess is the campaign setting for the Unlikely Heroes world. And something horrible happens, a Thanos-level threat, and sunders the world of Zawi, and it forces the characters to explore and interact with the world in a brand new place. And on the cover, we have a dragon, looks like a crab, a human in armor, some type of dude in armor, a woman in a glowing white suit, looks like 2 dwarves, and a goblin. God, I can't tell if that's my eyes, my camera, my computer, or the art is just that bad. From Midnight Tower for D&D 5th edition, we have Hunter's Full Moon Trilogy for $54. It's an adventure trilogy designed about going around in the wilderness and includes with it a guide to the wild. A remote village is surrounded by untamed wilderness that is filled with ferocious beasts, and they want you to go through and take care of them for them. Oh, and there might be a lost tomb. In addition, in order to build the village, you had to go through the untamed wilderness that was filled with beasts. You think you might have noticed on the way there and gone, nope, why are we going through this woods when we could much more easily build our village, I don't know, on the coast? And finally, we've got some toys from Hit Point Press. We've got the Deck of Animated Spells, Level 8, Volume 1, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Is 30 cards for $30, so that's $1 a card. That doesn't sound bad. 16 level 8 spell cards, and 14 custom cards. Example spell cards: Anti-Magic Shield, Cologne, Control Weather, blah, 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 blah. So 30 cards, 14 of which are basically blank. Now, that doesn't sound like that much of a deal, because you know what? I could just go to the 99-cent store and get a pack of 3x5 cards for 99 cents. Well, actually, you got $1.08 now, right? Or I could give you $30 for 16 cards that have level 8 spells on them and 14 3x5 cards. That doesn't seem fair, especially since they're 8th level spells. And then we've got some more toys from WizKids. We've got some Danger Island Desians and Sandra, Syndra, the Sculptor, final form, pre-painted. You know I love pre-painted. $50 for the Danger Island Desians and $50 for Syndra, whoever she is. And these are all major characters from the Danger Island Desians. Is Danger Island a adventure they did for Pathfinder? Because these guys have all got names. They're not just random goblin. He is, in fact, the Frost Goblin Wrestler. Frost Goblin Wrestler. Hopefully we were going to get a close-up of this guy, but nope. And then here's this. I don't even know what's going on with this individual. So some type of, no, that's not a spider. So it looks like they've got a squid body, eyes in their torso, a whole bunch of tendrils, a lot of hair, and wings. Weird. I don't even. And then whatever this thing is, this thing behind them, is that what they're wearing on their back? Is that like some kind of banner? What is this thing behind them? Is that their symbol? Is that a spell? Or are they just like, I'm going to wear this on my back because it's cool, and I'm trying to bring back that whole Mad Max glue things to your shirt look. And it got eyes in the torso. So, yeah, if anybody has played through Danger Island, please tell me who this is, because there's a lot going on with this individual. Maybe too much. We've got Spellcaster Dude, Tiefling with Sword, Winged Individual, Glowing Hand Monk, maybe, Zombie, and this cool-looking Goblin, who's apparently also half Frost Giant. I don't even know how that works, but okay. And that's it for all the new toys that... what do you mean by animated? How are they animated? Is it like they use that old weird 3D thing where you take the card and you move the card back and forth and it looks like the thing is moving? Because, yeah, that's a technology that needs to be brought back into the 2023s. There you go. So, obviously, this is the thing to keep an eye on. Free League is definitely betting heavy on this with the amount of energy they've invested in advertising for it. They've made the SRD for Dragonbane available for people who want to make stuff for Dragonbane. They've made it very clear that Dragonbane and everything else they do is separate. It has got its own SRD open source, while everything else that they make falls under the Year Zero open source. So if you want to make adventures for Tiles from the Loop, my tabletop role-playing game of the decade, you'd have to use the Year Zero line SRD. But if you want to make stuff for the Dragonbane, and apparently people already are, you'd have to use the Dragonbane SRD. So yeah, they are definitely counting big on this one. Is it worth it for $50 to get a box set of a game you might never use? I don't know. Let's see what goes on with it. It'll be interesting to see how it appears in the wild, especially with convention season coming up. Gen Con's just right around the corner. If any of those are products you're thinking of picking up, please call ahead to your friendly local game store to make sure they have it in stock. And then when you get there, remember to say, hey, the OG GM sent me. At which point they will look at you and dumbfounded and go, get out of my store. That guy's an idiot. Till next time, I'm the OG GM. If you appreciate the nonsense that occasionally comes out of my mouth, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, buy my merch, and have a great day. And of course, get off my land.